Hi guys, welcome back to Syokimaufm.Africa on the Mindhub segment. And kama kawaida, we are here with Isaac.
With Barazza with a double Z A.
Barazza, yet another segment on Mindhub. And today we'll be talking about basically how to pinpoint the behaviors of someone suffering from a mental health issue. So let's get down to it, and maybe Isaac can tell us what are some of the most common behavioral changes that one can see in someone suffering from mental health.
Okay. Before we go to behavior, noticing behaviors, it's very important in mental health because it helps for people to understand on how to offer help to the people who are suffering from mental health. We have several that are most visible. We can start with, I think we have changes in mood. You have mood swings. I don't know if we should explain one by one, or we talk as we go.
Let's just talk as we go.
We talk as we go. So when you talk of mood swings, you understand people change. Sometimes they are gloomy. If someone who's been jovial, happy, it changes. You see someone who is withdrawn, someone who is feeling like they don't want to associate with people. That's one sign. So when you see someone withdrawing, someone has changed their normal character, behavior, the way you are used to them, then that might be a sign that they are going through a mental health issue. The second one, we have changes in sleeping habits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see, when you are in such a situation, there can be two things with sleep. You can have what you call insomnia, or you're sleeping too much. So you see, it changes. It can bring you to now that you don't have a balance on your sleep. Another factor is what we call cognitive, to recognize things. You will find that your way of doing things, your mental, sometimes your brain is how do they call misty. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't recognize things properly. So that's another thing. And then another thing we have is physical, like you are having aches. Your body, you feel like your joints are tired. You you feel, yani you just feel weird. Haujitambui, hujui mwili yako ni mbaya, huelewi nini mbaya na wewe, umeelewa? So you see, when you see such a things, mtu anasikia then you are just worn down. Hujafanya kitu, but your system is it's just tired. So that's another thing. Then we mostly the most common one is now abuse of substance or alcohol. Amua unasema leo nisipokunywa hausikii anything, or you just want to smoke. You've seen some guys sometimes. I've seen that. Someone just smokes. Unashindwa anavuta hizo sigara aje? Anazipatanisha tu hivi, hata unaona yeye mwenyewe they are not enjoying it. But you see something is going on, something is wrong with them. So you see such a things. Alafu wengine anasema just a drink, ukiamuka kila kitu unafikiria you just want to have a drink, but you see that is just a temporary healing or temporary medicine. The moment umekosa pombe, you go back. Yes. So that's some of the things that you can recognize here.
I think stress is quite common, leave alone the mental health issue. Stress in itself is very common. So how do you differentiate when someone is going through stress? I don't know if you say normal stress, and when it's actually a serious issue.
stress is common to human being. Everyone goes through that. No,
Yeah.
you can have stress because you have not met your target.
Yeah.
Okay, but something you are working on. And you feel you know how to work on it. Maybe you have assignment you have not accomplished, your assignment you have not finished in time. The time you have is very limited, but you still have not done what you are supposed to do. That's stress. It can give you stress, but it's something you are working on that you know you are working on that. Okay, but now mental one, you just don't know what you are working on. Yeah, you just have stress from nowhere, you have anxiety from nowhere, which you don't understand. You get into like panic mode. You don't know what's making you panic. Yeah, so it stresses your brain. So normal stress is like you have a target, you have a class, or you have a meeting, and you are like, I have something that has come up, that I might not be able to make it to the meeting. That will give you stress, because you are trying to see how you can work it out. That's common. But now mental stress is totally different. Yeah, it's something you don't know. You are just like in a zone. You don't know what you what is stressing you. Yeah.
So here you are, you realized you picked up certain behaviors from someone. So how do you approach them?
Okay, approach is very important because see the way you talk to someone, it matters so much because uh, it will trigger the response depending on how you approached it, right? So when you communicate to someone who is going through mental health issue, number one, don't be judgmental first.
Okay.
Okay, because in most cases you see when you approach someone you are like, mbona unakaa hivi siku hizi? Why are you doing some things? So if they had a problem, will they open up to you? Already wameogopa,
They
si
feel
ndio?
judged
They feel
already.
judged already. So the way we communicate, the first approach is very important. So it's to have empathy and to have that fellow feeling. Just put yourself in that person's shoes. How would you like to be approached? How would you like to be talked to when you are in that situation? Yes.
Yeah. Oh, so are there, you said there are certain ways you should approach people in such a situation. So are there certain ways or probably certain words you're supposed to use? Or probably what words are you supposed to refrain from using?
I think communication is something that all of us we understand very well. Even when you're talking to a child, to a stranger, you can just read the person. You see the mood they are in, and you understand how you are going to approach it. So I think we should not we should avoid words like as I've said, unakaje siku hizi. What's your problem? You know, that's a
It's like
question mtu
you're
akuuliza,
questioning them.
yeah, what's your problem?
Mbona uko hivi?
How are you behaving like this? Kumana such a questions, they are too direct and they make someone just fall back and just deal with their situation. Yes.
Okay. So how do you think of words like I've been here before? I mean, nimepitia this. Are those words okay, or are they words you should refrain from?
They are not okay
Mm-hmm.
because what you've gone through is not what I've gone through.
Yeah.
And how you handle your issue is not
Not
the way
how
I
I
handle
handle.
mine.
Yeah.
Understand? So if you say I've been here, you see, mental health it's just so vast. You might be say you went through mental health because you are heartbroken, okay, or you lost a job, or you are grieving. Is it grieving or grief? Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Yes, you understand. So you see, they are totally different situations.
Yes.
So if I've been heartbroken, I can't deal with my situation the way you are dealing with losing
Lost a job.
someone or lost a job. Understand?
Yeah.
So you can't say I've been there and I worked it this way. No, they are totally different things.
I also feel like in as much as you've lost a job and I've also lost a job, you're still not feeling the same.
True.
Yeah. In
Yes.
as much as the situations are the same, the impact on me will not be the same as it will be on you.
Yes, because you see, maybe you've lost a job, you didn't have many dependents, or you are not paying bills as
Yeah.
much. Okay, maybe you are staying with your parents or you're staying with whoever you're staying with. Okay, but there's someone who has lost their job and they have so many people depending on them. Yeah. So you see, it's different.
It's different.
So when you say I've been there or I understand, you don't understand.
You don't
You don't
yes, you've been there,
understand.
but you don't understand.
Yeah, so it is better to use some very empathetic words like which you find like can have a common ground, so that someone doesn't feel like why are you being like. And in most cases, when someone says, most people when they are comforting people, they say I've been there, but are they genuine?
No, they're not. Some are,
But most,
are not.
yeah,
They're just saying it for the sake of trying to make you feel better.
yes.
Yeah.
But you see, now that doesn't add up, doesn't add any value to your mental issues.
Yeah.
Yes.
So okay, then after you've approached them, then they've probably you've used the right phrases, you've used the right approach. Then they've told you, yes, I'm going to say this. They through this and this and this. Then what next?
Okay. Now you see, by that from that point, you have established a common ground. At least by that time, someone knows. Okay, you are feeling me. I can have time to. Can we talk?
Okay.
Yeah. Then allow them to speak. Allow them just to express themselves. Don't
Don't try to
don't
be like the
interrupt.
problem solver.
No.
Like you know everything. Now you want to show them. You know, you do this. You do this. Let them.
Don't. Yeah, you should not do that because I feel when someone gets to a point whereby they trust you and they're opening up to you, don't interrupt them.
Yeah.
Because the moment you interrupt even the flow of what they were going to
Wanted to
say.
tell you.
You understand? So they miss the point, and even you will miss the point. You might have had good intention to help, but eventually you lose it. Yeah. So just give someone time, let them express themselves. Then afterwards, you will be able to know what can you do. You think you have a word of encouragement to offer, but a word of encouragement, not to say, okay, I'm thinking like you can do this and this and this. It may not work. Yes.
Okay, so you've talked to them, they've told you their problems, you've already created that safe space for them. So how do you, let's say, for example, it's someone who maybe they've lost their job, and right now, Mali, according to how they've explained things, you've realized they are at a point where they are probably addicted to maybe alcohol. So how do you move from that to make them, because I believe if you notice someone is addicted and probably you'd want to refer rehab to them, and that's something which people who are suffering from mental health don't take
Light way.
yeah, they'll probably be
They will resist
what,
that.
yeah, they'll be resistant.
Yeah.
So how do you approach that kind of a situation? Like, do you in a position where like encourage waende?
You see, the thing is, normally you know how to read the room, okay?
Yeah.
And when you have spoken to someone, you see how they react, okay? This person has opened up to you. They have told you that they have expressed themselves to you, and you are feeling like you think there's something that you can do. It is not a must that you can offer a solution there and then,
Okay.
right? As long as you know the person will be safe, they are okay where they are living or whatever. It is not a mistake to say, listen, I have something I'm thinking about, yeah, which I would like to share with you so that we see how it can be helpful. Okay, I think from my point of view, it's a good thing. So, what do you think? Can I share with you? All right.
Yeah.
You see, that's being polite. Eh? Who will not listen to you?
Everyone will.
Yes, someone will say, okay, let me listen. Then
So
you
don't go like, I have a friend ashaikuwa hivi na alienda rehab na sasa yako sawa. You
no,
should go to rehab. Don't do that.
don't do that because mtu atahepa bwana, ataona sasa wewe
Nataka kunipanga.
unataka kunipanga. Ni ukweli. So that approach, you see, when someone gives you, even when you're offering advice, you don't insist on it. It's just an advice, okay? The person will make a decision. So your advice is not like you are giving a solution to the problem. But when you offer it in a way that is empathetic, you have fellow feeling, you try to understand, that person might listen. And you see the assistance we are offering, it is not for that particular day. It is a long-term solution you are looking for.
Yeah.
So it might not be effective in that moment, but if a person is positive about it, he understands, then you move from there. So you go a step by step. You can't take
Don't just dive into it mara moja.
No. Yes.
I read somewhere it says that listeners also need someone to listen to them.
Yes.
So now you as the one giving the advice, you've seen a friend who's going through a mental health, but you yourself also have a mental health issue of your own.
Yes.
So how do you handle your own mental health issue while being of help to others?
To the other person. Wow, that's a tough one because now you are in both situations.
Yeah.
But I think when you are trying to give help, you sacrifice, and that means you sacrifice your
Forget
part.
yourself first.
You just
Sit on the
it
side.
somewhere.
Yeah.
But it's like you've seen tuseme watu wawili, you are walking na wewe ukaanguka ukateguka na mimi nikaanguka we are just two of us. Kuna mtu mwingine karibu, what do you do? Utaangalia useme okay, what we do, shika hii shoulder, mimi nishike hii shoulder.
Yeah.
So we walk
Together.
At whatever pace you will walk together. You see, that's being supportive. So as much as you are dealing with your own pain, you are also helping the other person deal with that pain. Yes.
So is it okay for you to probably after you talk to them maybe nilikuwa na hii shida? Is that okay?
Sasa unasaidia shida na shida.
Shida ingine kipofu hawezi onyesha kipofu mwingine njia.
Haiwezi. Because I think when you are talking to someone who is going through such a problem, you have to be objective and realistic.
Yeah.
You are not going to solve a problem by bringing in your own problem. So it's just being objective, focus on them. Then the rest you can talk maybe later, depending. Yeah.
Okay. So now after you advise them or given you perspective on how they should go about their situation, probably you told them to go to rehab. You definitely give them
Actually,
time.
don't tell them go to rehab. The best thing is to say, I think, is to just help them to seek professional help. You see, professional help, that's where you find people who are dealing with mental health, psychologists. They will understand them properly. Okay? Sisi nikikwambia naumwa na kichwa, unajua utaniambia enda ununue pale painkiller.
Yeah.
But you really don't know where my headache is coming from. But when I go to a doctor, they will have to examine and check, and now point out like your headache, this is the source.
So how do you it's like how do you follow up after that? Let's say you told them to seek help. So you will definitely give them time, yes? So after you've given them time, how do you now go back to them and ask them if they actually got help?
We are in an era whereby you can talk to anyone, anywhere in the world at any time, as long as watashika simu.
Yeah.
Si ndio?
Yes.
As long as tu atashika simu ama anaweza respond kwa message. What's wrong with that? You just say, hi, I'm just following up. How are you doing? Did you manage to, or did someone call you? How is it going? You see, just making the person understand that you are feeling the pain they're going through. You are concerned. Yeah, it's easy. Just like that. That's why we were saying, be checking on your friends. Be checking on your relatives. They might be looking healthy, just walking, they're energetic. But you see, the time someone goes to lie down after everything, in most cases, for those who are living alone, it is a very, very lonely moment. And that's when
you think about a lot of things.
Yeah, now they come back.
Yeah.
So it is good just to be checking on your friends, checking on SMS or whatever.
So suppose you check up on them and you ask them if they actually sought out for help, and you find out that they didn't, ama you don't even reach out, you talk to them. After talking to them, you probably a week after ama a month later unapatana na yeye probably in the same pit. Probably, wacha tuspend an example ya bar. You find them in a club somewhere knocked out in the same situation, probably worse than they were in the time mlikuwa mnaongea.
Yeah, even you can take the initiative. Most probably, we have relatives. We have someone we've come from.
Yeah.
I think someone must have someone from the family they know who can be around, you can talk to them. So you can refer to the family or someone who is close to them so that they can come and see way and assist. I feel in most cases, people who have gone to the rehab, they've been forced to go there against their will. Then that's why you see they just go sometimes. they are doing that
Just to
so
please
so
the
that
ones
to
who
please
brought
the
them
ones who
down.
are to avoid criticism.
Yeah.
But it's not from
They don't want it.
yeah. But so you see, when we have guys who understand mental health properly, they will talk to you. They will understand where it's coming from. Sometimes it's something that has been there. Might have been there for the last 2 or 3 years. We didn't notice. Or 5. But you see, the professionals, they will identify the small triggers,
Yeah.
and how to handle them. Yes. So you can refer, you can recommend, you can say, okay, fine. You are here now. What do we do? If the person, take them to their place, get someone to help. Then when they are sober, talk to them. When they are sober, talk to them, because it is mental health is very risky. That's why you have seen guys just maachana kwa bar, maachana vizuri, then the guy is no longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The next morning I
Yeah.
go. So I feel like mental health, talking is something that's constant.
Open communication.
Open communication.
Open communication. And you can't have an open communication just with anyone.
Yeah.
That person needs to earn your
You have to give them a safe space.
safe space and trust.
Yeah.
Okay. I must trust you for me to come
Sure.
and just share with you and communicate with you to tell me my problem. Okay. Yeah. So that's the environment that is there. Then someone just opens up. And as we have said, when someone has opened up to you, they open up to you because they trust you and they believe it's going to be confidential.
Yeah, between you and them.
You and them, unless it is going to
Probably seeking a better
professional help or better help.
Mm.
But you see, in most cases, you talk to someone, then afterwards you
And then
unasikia
they put your stories out there.
nilikuwa na yeye jana wa anakapitia
There's also this thing of pastors, religious people. You tell them your issues, then they make you the sermon. They use you as an example for the sermon on Sunday. That's not cool.
That is so
wrong.
discouraging.
Yeah.
It is so wrong. You see, from when I read the Bible, those who are appointed as taking the lead in the congregation, they are supposed to be a safe place for the congregants. Okay? And being a safe place is that, number one, even the Bible gives that qualification. Yeah? For those who are reaching out to be an elder or what in the congregation, you have to be a good listener, and you have to be someone who is trusted with information, and you have to be someone who can offer advice and you are confidential. You are not going to preach tomorrow. Simama hapo. When you see so and so, no, it's not supposed to be like that. That means you are discouraging that person to open up even to someone else.
Because they'll be like, if my pastor can do that, then who says the other people?
Hey, unakuwa someone.
Hey, vibaya sana. You don't even have to mention your name.
Yeah, but
like,
wewe unaisikia tu.
This is my story. Hii ni story yangu.
Story yangu. I know.
That's wrong.
That's wrong. Yeah.
So we should we should strive to create safe spaces for others.
Yeah. You see, open communication. Si ati mtu amekuja anaongelea kwa soko. Open communication. Umeelewa? So tumekuja nimekuangalia mambo yangu, nimekuambia umejua nimekuwa na hii shida and this and this and this. Umesikiza vizuri. Unawashwa tu kutoka hapa uite mtu fulani mwambie nimekuwa na hizo ako na issue.
And let me tell you Maina.
That one. Let me tell you Maina. Unajisikia huko kwa radio. No, that's wrong. If we have that attitude, that's why we are having the problem of mental health in the society, because
people feel like they can't talk about their issues.
You can't open up to anyone because you are fearing that it will be a subject somewhere else. Yes. So for us to help the society, please, when someone is in that situation, for let me say friends, teachers, the preachers, family, when someone has come to you in that situation, they are suffering. So don't siongeze mafuta kwa moto.
At least appreciate the fact that kwanza amekuamini na ame open up to you. That's actually something to be proud of. Amekuona wewe ni mtu
mtu machua, unaweza ongea,
mtu mwenye unaweza msaidia.
Unajua mtoto ndo unaambianga tutapika chapati leo na hatuna mafuta, lakini tutapata mafuta. Na usiambie watu. Mtoto akitoka nje anaambia wengine. Na akaniambia niseme. So we don't have to have such an attitude of the point. Yes. One thing before you go.
Okay.
We are there. I think the best thing we can do for people who are going through this, apart from communication, recommend, just even walking, brisk walking, jogging, any physical activity. Don't sleep at home. Yeah? Don't say unajifungia kwa hao. No. Toka kwa hao, fanya tizi kidogo, umesikia? Ongea na mtu moja mbili, evil. It helps.
It helps a lot.
Yes,
Even without sharing your actual
even
problem.
without sharing. If you can do this thing, watu wananyamazanga, inaitwaje hiyo ya huko Orient, inaitwa yoga.
Yoga,
But I don't know how it works. How can you be quiet?
then things will be okay.
So thanks.
Guys, remember to like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Follow us on all our social media platforms at Syokimaufm.Africa. Good times.
I'm in
In love.
love.